Fight Fiend forecast is back for the forecast report. UFC London. Let's get straight to it. What a great event it was in London. We started off with 10 picks correct out of 13. That's another week with only 3 picks wrong. We can't complain at the Fight Fiend forecast. We're getting momentum. We're keeping momentum. And that's how we like it. 2026, a little bit of a rough start. One leg on a parlay off. One lock on the parlay off. Now we have 8 locks in a row, back-to-back weeks with the locks of the week cashing in. We're really getting hot. And so is Prelim Tim, the Prelim King. 3 for 3 on the props of the week. How hotter could you get? He takes a 5-1 prop on the prelims with Dyer. And God damn it, she got it done round 2. What a knockout that was after a tough Dana White Contender Series fight, which she lost. She goes out there, gets the knockout in her debut in London. That was electric. And Prelim Tim remains the king on the prelims. That's an actual picture of Prelim Tim right there. And he went 3 for 3. How much hotter could you get? Look how hot this man is. Look how hot this man is, Prelim Tim. Follow him on Instagram. He's on YouTube doing shorts and stuff like that as well. So give Prelim Tim the credit, which is well-deserved after that dire KO 5-1. That was the first fight of the night. Prop Fiends are live each and every event. Now, UFC London brought a really good Prop Fiends event. I did like Shamrock this week. I had the submission on Prop Fiends, and Shem was getting rocked majority of this fight versus AK Al Sawadi. Al Sawadi off a 2-year layoff actually looked pretty good in this one. He was moving forward, safe Sayud in his corner, giving him the right game plan. Went out there, got it done by a decision. Shamrock was getting rocked majority of the fight here. Underdogs continuing not to bark. Rough stretch for the dogs of the week. That's another dog of the week video I did. Pretty well down the drain just for content. Dog of the week unable to cash in. He was getting rocked the entire fight. The Shamrock drink was really good, though. If you check that out on the short video, the Fiend Juice Friday, the Shamrock drink was actually really good. And I was drinking that Saturday morning. Shamrock became the favorite in this fight, too. And the line movement was incorrect. All year I've seen line movement on props. Significant line movement on props be correct. Unfortunately, this one was wrong. $8 was the submission bet for Shamrock, and it dropped all the way to $4.50 and still did not cash in. That's what got me upset, little pissed off. I had to go and take a wild bet, almost 10-1 odds. I put 2.5 units down, a little crazy because how likely this knockout was and how many times Mantis almost actually landed this knockout. The ref pretty well should have stopped it at one point. Maybe once or twice should have stopped the fight here. Mantis was really taking advantage of the vegetable Tricoli in this fight, all over him on the feet. He was kind of gassing out. Mantis was in this one, which is why those big shots weren't landing. If they were heavier shots, a ref probably would have stopped it, but they were very little, small pillow shots landing. He was losing gas at the end of the round and not able to find the finish. Now, thankfully, Condi is what we called him. Thankfully, Condi just kind of coasted to a decision in this fight. He was certainly live for that KO. Maybe they both bet that decision at plus 850. Fight Fiend certainly did after Shamrock took the L. And we got the W. Nice win. Sometimes you got to not stop. You know, I was having a rough stretch with the dogs of the week, bets on the year, and I was like, fuck it. I'm letting the Fiend loose, and we're taking Mantis' decision. I've said it many times. How many times do these big favorites that are super likely to win by KO go out there and win a decision? Maybe it was too big of a bet at 2.5 units, but it got done. The job got done. Become a forecaster. You can see all the bets moving forward. That was a last-minute bet, honestly. That was not a bet out there early in the week. This was a last-minute bet after Shamrock took the L. I just didn't stop betting. I put more money in and kept going. So you got to keep an eye on those live bets. Fight Fiend will be placing live bets if things don't go our way early, depending on how I feel. I really wanted to let the Fiend loose this week, and we made a lot of profit. Over 50 units profit for Fight Fiend forecast. Like I said, the locks are hot. 8 locks in a row now. And I had a 20 unit profit on the locks, 20 unit profit on Condi decision. And then we had a nice treble bet on the main card we'll talk about here soon. Shout out to Sunrise in April here on the show in the live chat. Really appreciate you tuning in here. This was a good event. Let me know what you think, Sunrise in April. What fighter let you down on this event? I think we're going to talk about it here in a second. The Pink Panther trap. Holy fuck. I was pretty confident this guy would go out and get it done. Danny Silva is durable. We knew that. But he proved us that Scousers do get knocked out. He proved it to us all. The Scousers can get knocked out, and Curtis Campbell got knocked out here. Looking at Curtis Campbell, he kind of looks like Hunter Campbell, a relative of him. Maybe he is. If anybody knows if they're related, let me know. I couldn't find if they are related or not, but damn, they look alike. Hunter Campbell and Curtis Campbell look identical, especially when Hunter was younger. Yeah, they look alike. Unfortunately, there must have been a trap set. He was a favorite this week. A lot of people really liked and were betting. Prop Fiends had him by a decision, knowing Danny Silva was durable. However, Danny got it done and knocked out the Pink Panther, proving that Scousers can be knocked out. But hey, Curtis Campbell making his debut. Happens. Debuts are tough. We'll see what he can do in the future, which I do think he does have a future in the UFC. Let's see what the Pink Panther can do moving forward. This was obviously a tough first fight in the UFC at home. A lot of jitters. Moving forward, I think he should get the win and make a name for himself inside of the UFC. Locks of the week. Wow. Michael Venom Page really just didn't do it for me. It was pretty boring. Obviously, Dana White walked out on this one. I thought he would land more. I think there was only 25 strikes in this fight for each fighter, under 50 strikes in the entire fight. Very low output. And Michael Venom Page did not find the knockout. I was kind of calling for it here. It seemed like a huge step down in competition. Sam Patterson was knocked out at 155. And if there was ever a fight for MVP to win by knockout, I thought this was it. But Sam Patterson proved to be durable in this one. Scouser did not get knocked out here. CLD dominated Dolidze as expected by a decision. Iowa round 1 within 10 seconds got that KO for me in Arkansas. Props of the week. Me and Arkansas on the main card were locked in on Iowa round 1 KO. And wow, he got it done real quick for us. Easy money. That was a free ticket there. And then Pinto, he went to a decision. How did Mario Pinto go to a decision? Maybe Felipe Franco is better than we expected. Maybe Pinto isn't as good as we expected. I just don't know what the hell happened in that fight. Pinto went the distance, and that was right after the Mantis decision. So I took Mantis decision, huge odds, never even thought of Pinto decision. That one really caught me off guard. I didn't see that decision happening whatsoever. Although I just talked about it, these big favorites, favored to win by knockout, seem to win by a decision more frequently than you would expect, and there is money to be made. Something to think about for sure. Put a little money down on that decision at those kind of odds. 950, and we smacked it. It's not going to happen each and every time, but you definitely want $1 or $2 down just in case it does happen. Locks of the week. You want them next week. You hit the links in the description below. Become a Patreon Platinum Forecaster, and you're seeing the locks next week for free. Not for free. You have to become a Platinum Forecaster. This week, the locks were for free. 1 lock parlay per month for free. In London, it was free. It was given out on my Instagram. The 4 locks. If you listen on YouTube, you would have found out who the 4 locks were. confident picks for me this week, and they all got it done. That is now 8 locks in a row, and they will be locked on Patreon next week as momentum continues and more wins are getting scratched from Fiend. The locks are staying hot. Damn right. And this is the main card treble I had. We cashed this one. It was another 2.5 unit wager. This was a real nice one. Would have liked to have a little bit more money on this one. The way it turned out, CLD decision, pretty easy ticket there. Iowa round 1, 10 seconds. Luke Riley, no fluke. Luke, the Duke, got it done. And that was an easy win for Luke there. Co-main event spot. I wish I would have had more money on this treble bet. What a fucking good bet this was. Good profit to pull too. This is what brought me over 50 units profit on the night. I have $50 for 1 unit, so I walked away with over $2,000 in London. That's not normal for 2026. Like I said, it's been a tough year trying to figure things out. Seems to be a different type of year compared to last year. The same type of reads aren't hitting. Not seeing my spots like I was last year. I'm aware of that. I cut my bankroll back a bit, but this week I really let it loose and I hit some nice bets. So become a platinum forecaster, stay forecasted. Prop Fiends are live each and every event. We're giving out 3 props per forecaster. And Prelim Tim, holy shit, he went 3 for 3 on the props of the week. I ain't even gonna lie. Prelim Tim, that's hot as hell, man. 3 for 3, and he was 2 for 3 the week before. Prelim Tim's on a heater. AJ MMA was 2 for 3 on props in back-to-back weeks. And we're giving out $50 each and every live stream. Prop Fiends is it. We've been saying that, and hopefully people are listening in. Tyler Betts is here. Thank you, Ty. Ty the guy. Still ain't slept. LOL. Card got me fired up. Yeah, you know what? I slept 2 hours, and then I had to go shovel snow at 4 a.m. Got home, jumped on live stream. Then I'm probably going to go have another nap. I still sound sick. I probably sound worse than Friday night. And yeah, huge W for Tim. Hopefully he made a good bit of money there in London. And next event, I think we will make money again. Momentum should continue. After a nap, I'm going right back to work, try to get some predictions out, really lock in on some bets and the locks of the week. After hitting 8 consecutive locks in a row, I don't want that streak to go away. Took me a minute to build it up. 26 has been tough. Now we're looking like we're starting to figure things out finally. Become a forecaster. Instagram, X, TikTok. You can find some free information too on Discord. It's absolutely free if you don't want to join Patreon. Patreon is definitely going to be worth it though after a night like last night. You know, we're going to win moving forward long term. You just got to manage the bankroll wisely, have a bankroll, and set one that is comfortable for you. If I'm betting with $50 per 1 unit, that does not mean you have to. Maybe $10 per unit's comfortable for you. Maybe you're a bigger bettor and you like to hammer stuff. You have more money to play with. $100 per unit, $1,000 per unit. Just be honest with yourself. Don't try to compare yourself to anyone else. And honestly, just be honest with yourself. $10 per unit, 100 per unit, 50 per unit. Don't compare yourself to Fight Fiend and do 50 per unit just because I'm doing that. Do what's comfortable for you and what's going to work for you. All right. I don't know how much money you guys have to play with. You got to have a set amount for betting. $1,000 would be a bankroll that you would play with $10 per 1 unit. If you need more information on how to set up a bankroll or what a bankroll is when betting with sports, check out Discord. It's free. And this is information you seriously need when betting if you're taking it serious, like Fight Fiend, Prelim Tim, AJ in Arkansas. We all have a betting bankroll, and we all been up for a minute. Last year, I had quite a bit of wins, checking on the highlighted stories on Instagram. So you can see the wagers, unit sizes going down. We try to be very transparent and honest here at the Fight Fiend Forecast, unlike some other channels you might hear about right now on the UFC Prediction Tracker News. Gonna go hard this week. Big money I feel coming. Yeah, man. I really do feel this heater continuing. Summer's coming. And just the last couple weeks, we're really starting to find our spots. I can't be happier than what has been happening. Really rough start to the year and really rough start for some of these fighters in London. You take a look at the first fight, Oliveira knocked out, sent to the Shadow Realm. This is a special segment of the show, one of my favorites. You get to see everyone who's sent to the Chateau Realm. Chateau Realm. Sutherland, I thought he would put up more of a fucking fight, honestly. Thought he would put up more of a fight. Brando beat him down round one, and Brando seems like a pretty good heavyweight fighter. Not gonna lie. Kind of need someone like Brando in that heavyweight division. Sutherland certainly ain't gonna cut it or go too far. Jesus, he got smoked. Curtis Campbell, though, I think he can stick around in the UFC a bit longer than a guy like Louis Sutherland. He should. That was a rough fight, debut fight. He'll come back after that one. Danny Silva was a very tough debut. Unfortunately, though, the Pink Panther was sent to the Shadow Realm, along with someone that we did expect to go to the Shadow Realm, Austin Lane. This guy can't even get a UFC contract resigned after this one, and nor would the NFL want him back. Not sure what he's going to do. Maybe go work at Princess Auto, Walmart, something like that. Yeah, different job is needed for Austin Lane. He moved down from heavyweight, and moving down weight classes just was not it for him. Knocked out within 10 seconds. Warsaw, Poland has some serious power and has a contender. Probably not a contender, but definitely a prospect. Iwo Baraneski, he's 8-0 now. He's still green. Hasn't really fought anyone with a great record. So I do think that he can get tested later in a fight. Round one, this guy is a fucking absolute cannon. So round one, people have to be careful. After that, I could see someone finishing him round three, later round two. Very questionable gas tank on Iwo. A lot of round one finishes, like I said on the Prop Fiend show. Each and every finish win for Iwo Baraneski was in round one, and all of his wins are by finish. He's just going out there taking heads in round one. So let's see if that can continue. Maybe hold back on a bet on Warsaw, Poland next fight, depending on the level of competition. We'll talk about it, and you'll stay forecasted. Because next up, we're going to talk about who's fighting Lerone Murphy next. If you think someone else should be in line to fight Lerone Murphy next, let me know. I do think the winner of Zalal and Aljo will go to fight Lerone Murphy. Lerone's going to have some time off here. His hip was bothering him. Probably a couple months needed off. I think he can come back to fight the winner of Aljo Zalal. Even the loser of Aljo Zalal would be a good matchup for Lerone Murphy. Either guy, I would believe Lerone Murphy to get the win. I would believe in Lerone to get the dub in his next fight. That was a good showing from Lerone against Movsar Evloev. It went down to round 5, in my opinion. Evloev with the takedowns, man, like 9 for 10. You can't really stop them, and that doesn't look good. Getting controlled and bleeding from the nose doesn't look good. Evloev really took over in round 5, and the only thing that made that fight close was the point deduction. Evloev was all over him round 5, and the gas tank was evident. Evloev had the gas tank, like he has done each and every fight in his UFC career, won every fight, unanimous decision. He's a decision dominator, gas tank, insane, and it checked out once again. Clearly a better gas tank than Lerone Murphy. It's gonna be hard to find a guy with a better gas tank than Movsar Evloev. Obviously, Volkanovski, he's a cardio king. I do think Volk can beat Movsar, but that's one hell of a fight. It doesn't look like Movsar loses many rounds. And when he does, they're very, very close rounds that could go either way. Movsar, I thought he would find a finish, maybe in this spot, but he showed us little to no upside in finding a finish. The submission really was never live on the feed. He landed some good shots, but no fight enders, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to land something on Volk to put him out after that performance. So, yeah, Volk would have to be the pick against Movsar moving forward here. And Aljo or Zalal, in my opinion, would take a loss to Lerone in that next fight. Let me know who you think Lerone should fight next, and if Lerone would beat either of these guys too. I do think Lerone would get back into the win column. He was 17-0 before that loss to Mosvar last night. Still a really good prospect, and he has knockout power, more finishing upside, and more of a marketable fighter in this division. He'll be around and maybe even be a former or a future champion in this division. He'll be around and he'll be fighting for that belt very soon, I do believe. Prop Fiends live each and every event. Stay forecasted. Fiends are hot. Prelim Tim's hot. Fight Fiend Forecast made some money last night. Join Patreon. Discord's free. We got some sports bets today. I do one sports pick each and every day. My favorite play, every sport. And it's pretty clear who I'm taking tonight in basketball off 3 L's. I'm trying to get back into the win column with the fucking Denver Nuggets to cover the spread at home against the Trailblazers. Should be easy money. It should be. And I'm going to take Joker for 25 points. On top of that, NHL on a 3-day heater. We're going to keep it hot today with the Columbus Blue Jackets. I cannot have any faith in the New York Islanders off a loss, 7-3 on the road to the Montreal Canadiens last night. What a bad spot for the Islanders. I think the Blue Jackets get it done in New York today. 2 great spots. Denver Nuggets to cover the spread. New York Islanders money line. Or not New York Islanders money line. Blue Jackets money line. Denver Nuggets spread. I need some sleep. Seriously. I don't think this show is going as good as others. My voice is cutting out. Slurring words here. I'm going to fucking bed. Goodbye. Hopefully I'm not sick next video. Got to break the sick.